Tonight's video will be very quick, straight to the point. I have two topics to address tonight. The first one, I will give you a simple tip on how to get out of that marriage, especially that green card marriage that is very abusive. What can you do instead of holding on that green card marriage because you really want to get that green card, but if it's not working, there is a way out, and I will be discussing that way out tonight. And the second thing will be addressing this reform. Remember this Biden reform, the big one, the one that we're all waiting. We've been waiting all, I don't even know how long we have been waiting, but we've been waiting since January 28th, okay? We have been waiting, and finally, even though Biden sent that bill to Congress, the bill was never introduced formally. It is going to be introduced next week, and I am going to give you the timeline and what is going on, the behind the scene, according to the news and according to what we have been reading, okay, and what we know. And at the end, I'll give you my personal opinion, okay, on what's going to happen, okay? Let's get right into it. Bijoux.ngwanda here, immigration lawyer in the DC metropolitan area. If you're new to my channel, come on, you know what to do. Go ahead and please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my video. If you're not new, welcome back, and please don't forget to like and share this video. It might be helpful to some individual. Okay, let's just get right into it. What can you do? Are you those type of people really being in an abusive relationship? Meaning what? You are undocumented with no legal status in the US, and you get married to a US citizen or a lawful permanent resident, whether you are a male or female. What can you do if your spouse begin to pretty much making threats? The spouse begin to make threats, and the spouse begin to actually shame you because you got married to them, even though they knew from the beginning that you had no legal status, but now it becomes something they want to use to force you into doing things that you are not comfortable doing, to force you into just pretty much becoming like their slave or something. There is a way out, and it's called VAWA. I've talked about VAWA. It's called Violence Against Women Act. Although it's called Violence Against Women Act, VAWA applies to both men and women, okay? Whether you are female or male, you can use VAWA to petition so that you can get your green card regardless of your current situation in that marriage. I've talked about VAWA in details. I've talked about its requirement. I am going to leave the link in the description box. And I am going to leave the link in the suggested video so that you can go ahead and watch that, so you will have a basic understanding of what is VAWA and whether you're qualified or not. But what I wanted to tell you is that really Valentine's Day is coming. I've been saying it, Valentine's Day, people, it's around the corner. It's actually Sunday. I swear to God, I will not make any video on Sunday. I will swear to God, I will be celebrating Valentine's Day, okay? But Valentine's Day is coming, but it's for some people, they don't have their spouses yet, but for some people, they are in that abusive relationship, and it's a way to reflect. Do you want to stay there or do you want to get out? Because if the person is trying to damage you physically and mentally because they're trying to give you a green card, my friend, you do not have to put up with that, okay? You do not have to put up with any abusive spouse, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's damaging you in any shape or form. You have to get out if you have a possibility to get out. You have to get out, check the requirement for VAWA, file your VAWA application, call your lawyer if you do not have one. Come on, I'm here. Call your lawyer and find out whether you are qualified for VAWA so you can apply and get out of there. Really, you have to apply because VAWA, remember VAWA does not have a limit of numbers of visa that they give out. So there's no limit on the visa. It's just about you, the credibility of your story, and how well your argument is. So basically a well put together argument, a very compelling argument will make your case and you get your green card, okay? You don't have to stay with that person who's trying to damage you just because they want to give you a green card. My friend, you do not have to put up with that, whether you are male or female. If that marriage is not working, if the marriage becomes abusive, you have to find a way to get out, and please call your attorney so that we can apply for VAWA. That was my first point. Very long, but you got it, really. You really got it. And please, there is links to that explain in detail what VAWA is, okay? Now let's get to our favorite topic. I know you guys probably will be like skipping, just like, come on, talk about it already. So Biden reform, the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021 will be introduced formally, like officially next week. But hold on, what are we expecting? Basically, what we're expecting is that we want this bill to pass, but unfortunately, the way it is, the way that they have told us and the way that we're reading about it on the news, the bill is so huge and little time to have it passed by April 15. And why April 15? Because remember, they're doing the budget reconciliation. And then when they do budget reconciliation is really when the Congress try to decide on how much money they will spend the year to come, or how much money the Congress, basically budget reconciliation is when every committee will come with their bills and the proposal, and the Congress decide how much money they will spend on each proposal, okay? And they have to make the decision by April 15. So what I'm saying is this: we heard from Representative, I believe, Jimmy Gomez, from the Democrat from California, that they are going to introduce the Biden reform next week, so that to give it a chance to pass prior to April 15 or on April 15. But unfortunately, the way it looks, little time to debate the entire bill, okay? Little time. But what's gonna happen, again, we have been talking about it, they are going to break this bill into pieces. And who has the chance? You tell me in the comment, what do you think? Do you think who's gonna go first? Let me talk to you about what type of bills we have. We have three major ones. We have the big one, which is called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. That includes everything that I've been talking about. If you missed it, go and watch my previous video on the Biden reform. I've included a lot of things on it. That's the big one. Then we have the DREAM Act 2021. The DREAM Act of 2021, that's for DACA recipients, and that includes, again, younger individuals that were brought to the US prior to age 16, and they have to show that they've been living continuously in the US, I guess maybe for the last 4 years. Then we have TPS recipients. Those are the people that have already been in the US and that already have some type of status a temporary legal status, but they are going to have the opportunity to get a green card, to apply for green cards. Okay. And then we have the essential workers, people who have helped all of us during this pandemic, and they have their own proposal as well. So, but what is the problem now? The problem is the time is very short. Something has to be done by April 15. By the time Congress decides how much money they are going to spend each year for the year coming, those people have to bring their bills and make sure that one of those that I just cited passes. And I believe DACA, the DREAM Act, in my personal opinion, have better chance than if we have to grade it. Then we'll start with the DREAM Act, then we'll go with the TPS order, then we'll go with the essential workers, and then the biggest reform, probably not by April 15, because time is very limited. Because remember, they have to debate, try to convince, try to negotiate. They don't have all day, but they have to pass at least one thing, according to the representative from California, Jimmy Gomez. He said that they are not going to leave empty-handed with nothing. It's not gonna happen. Something is going to be done by April 15. If you've been wondering, you guys have been commenting, when do you think it's gonna pass? When do you think it's gonna pass? When do you think it's gonna pass? Bijoux, when do you think? Okay, now we have at least a timeline. We have a date. April 15 is the date that we will know for sure if at least one thing has passed. That's when we will know. It's already February, today is February the 12th, then we have March the 12th, then by April, pretty much 2 months. Come on, people, it's coming. I've been dreaming about this bill forever, you know what I mean? Like from the day Biden got into power, I'm like, come on now, you just have to give us this bill, because the same way you're waiting for this bill, trust me, I'm waiting the same way, because guess what? The bill passes, I have more clients, people just like you watching my YouTube will be calling me, okay? So that was it for tonight. I know I talk fast, but that's just the nature of the business, okay? That's just my way of talking. But if you miss anything, just go back and rewatch it. April 15 is something to be concerned about, to really be thinking, what is it going to pass? And comment below. Let me know, what do you think? What do you think is the first from those three that I just cited? DREAM Act, Secure Act for TPS, DREAM Act for DACA, Secure Act for TPS, and then essential workers. And then we have the bigger one, the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. Okay, let me know in the comments below. I will come and I will respond to you right back. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. But remember, once this bill gets introduced, the big one, then I'll come up with a PowerPoint. That's when we will start tracking those bills. Okay, track your own bill. I'm here, I'll be helping you tracking your bill, because we're in this together. Okay, so I'm so happy because at least we have a date, something to look forward to. We have a date. I'm hopeful that at least one thing will pass, and we will go from there. Bijoux.ngwanda here, immigration lawyer in the DC metropolitan area, and this was U.S. immigration. Bye-bye.